In a world that often sees Christianity as foolishness, we need to remember that the gospel represents the ultimate display of God's wisdom. What the world might view as weakness or irrationality is actually the most brilliant plan ever conceived. The cross of Christ isn't just a nice story or a moral example, it's the centerpiece of God's wisdom. Through Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection, God accomplished what seemed impossible: perfect justice and perfect mercy meeting at the same moment. This wasn't wishful thinking or blind faith, it was the most reasonable response to humanity's greatest problem. God's wisdom often appears upside down to worldly thinking. Where the world sees strength in power and dominance, God shows strength through sacrifice and service. Where the world values knowledge that puffs up, God offers wisdom that builds up. The fear of the Lord, a reverent awe and respect for who God is, becomes the beginning of true wisdom. This divine wisdom isn't just theoretical, it's practical and life-changing. When we understand that God's ways are higher than our ways, we can trust Him even when circumstances don't make sense from our limited perspective. We can find peace in the midst of confusion because we serve a God who is not a God of confusion, but a God of peace and order. The gospel message may seem simple, but it contains depths of wisdom that scholars have spent lifetimes exploring. Yet it's accessible enough that a child can understand and believe. Consider Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. How has God's wisdom in your life looked different from what the world would consider wise? In what current situation do you need to trust God's wisdom over your own understanding? For the Stronger Walk podcast, this is John Alsdorf.